Hey Royals, this is Mademoiselle Mosley again. I missed you guys. What's going on? What's going on? I'm here today to talk about femininity. Femininity is just not being a female. Femininity is something that we as women have to learn to operate in. So this is my take on femininity. When a woman is cared and loved, the return can only be explained by something from above. In my femininity, I know what to do without you telling me what to do. And I always thought that it's good to stay faithful and true because the only one you deceiving is you. How can you get under someone who hasn't got over themselves? That's the part right there. How can you get under someone who hasn't gotten over themselves? Sometimes it's hard to operate in femininity when the masculinity is not on the level that it should be on. Not saying that someone could be more, and people mistake masculinity for strength, like physical strength, which men have more physical strength than we have in most cases. And those who don't, it's a different type of strength. When I speak of masculinity, I'm not speaking anything about physical strength. It's knowing, and even within femininity, it's knowing who you are and what it is that you're supposed to be doing in the knowing without being known, in the showing always being shown. See, when a man, not just a man comes into the room, it automatically calls for femininity's attention to strike up. It's a different thing. It's that thing kind of like, not in the same aspect. When I was telling y'all about Color Purple, how Mr. treated one woman different from the other. When you in line with the right masculine energy, it's going to automatically allow you to operate in your femininity. And don't y'all go and saying to these men, see, that's why I don't respect you because you're not masculine enough. You don't respect nobody because you don't respect. That has nothing to do with a man operating in his masculinity and the reason why you're not operating in your femininity. You will always, always be feminine when you understand that your femininity is not a weakness, it's a strength. A lot of times when we as women, not all of us, but we as women running our mouths and saying all kind of derogatory things to a man, it's not that he lacks masculinity. It's that we're not operating in our full femininity. Because if we understood, even though we are weaker vessels in body, you have to be strong in the mind to understand femininity is a very powerful thing if we only operate in it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to talk, down to someone to be lifted up. You don't have to talk down to someone to be lifted up. You know how sometimes we as women talk to men and we get in our little arguments and we say those things, we bring out their flaws and we say things to break them down. That's why we usually get broke up. It's not so much as that what we're saying is making them break up with us. Is that you couldn't possibly love a man that you're trying to tear down. And I know we get caught up in sometimes them little arguments back and forth and a little sleight of the hand. We say some little sharp stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when you're trying to hurt someone, and most of the time the people that get hurt is the one who's trying to help. And when somebody's trying to tell you something that you don't want to hear, then you want to bring that other person to tears. That's not. That's not femininity. Running your man, breaking your man down. That's not femininity. Not at all. Not at all. So I want us as women to rethink what femininity is. And just because you're a female does not mean you're feminine or you're operating in your femininity. We get a lot of things crossed up. And just because you're a male does not mean you're operating in your masculinity. Look that up. Look up femininity and look up masculinity. Send me some comments. Let's talk about it so I could break it down more. I know I'm just doing little sharp points, you know, but I want to talk about it because we need to learn how to love one another, to really get into loving again. That's what the world needs now. It's love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, get it before it gets you. I'm out.